Hello, welcome. Glad to have you here as part of our Paraliminal monthly session. And today's Paraliminal we're going to be playing with is called Deep Relaxation. Now, there's an interesting backstory to this. My eldest son was just, I think, about 7, 8 years old at the time. And I used to put paraliminals on him. He had a very active mind, very active, creative, alert kind of guy. And I'd put paraliminals on him in order to help him settle his mind down, get into a state of calm. And one day he came up to me and said, "Hey, Dad, do you think you could do a paraliminal that doesn't wake me up at the end? Because you always say, wide awake, alert, refresh. I'm trying to go to sleep." And I said, "Excellent." So the very next paraliminal that I did was this one, Deep Relaxation. Now, there are a couple of components to this that make it unique. Certainly at the end, it doesn't wake you up. It gives you the option. So it brings you into a full body awareness with your eyes closed and gives you the choice to open your eyes and come out fully alert and refreshed, or to simply go on into or continue in that state, whether it's to go to sleep or whatever. The second thing that's unique about it is the longest running time of any paraliminal, aside from one in the Abundance for Life program called the Labyrinth Experience. But this one at 32 minutes is by far and away the longest. Now, this paraliminal does something that I don't do in very many of the paraliminals. It goes through a very detailed progressive relaxation from the top of the head to the soles of your feet. When I'm first teaching relaxation exercises, that's what I offer people, because that's really how I came into all of it. As a kid, I was pretty nervous and jumpy and had a lot of excess energy. And when I'd laid down to go to bed at night, I really had a hard time settling my mind and getting to a place of calm. And I noticed that prayer was something that really helped me do that. And there was just a peace that descended on me. And this was at age 5, 6 years old. So I knew that state. I knew that state of mental clarity, emotional calm, and a sense of peace in my body. And I really sought after that as I became a young teenager, and the world was coming at me pretty fast and furiously. I really wanted to get back to that. And I had the good opportunity of studying hypnosis, mind development, and meditation. And every one of those pathways worked on a progressive relaxation technique. There's something about directing your attention, your awareness to an area, and then inviting it into relaxation. Essentially, what you're doing is you're developing a communication with the body instead of being your body and being your mind and being at the effect of every emotion and everything that's happening in the world. Suddenly there's a disassociation where you're recognizing that there is tension and you can choose to relax it. And just by bringing your awareness to it and inviting that relaxation, that's what occurs. And I discovered that same level of peace that I had at a very young age. And so I developed not only my own capacity to enter these states of relaxed awareness, but I also developed additional techniques for teaching others. The deep relaxation exercise is what I would call a power nap. You know what it's like on a weekend when you get to take an afternoon nap. Sometimes you go too deep And when you come out, it feels like you've been hit in the head by a 2x4. I mean, just loggy and disoriented and can't get your engines going again. Well, that never happens when you do an intentional rest like deep relaxation. When you're intentional about laying down and saying, for these next 30 minutes, I am going to, and then you state your intention, the paraliminal then just guides you through the rest of it. And in many cases, you're gone. You don't recall anything until I'm counting you back out, or the recorder or the player shuts off, right? So we go into a very deep state very quickly, and we do it in a systematic way from head to toe to get to that progressive state of relaxation. Now, there's another unique aspect of the deep relaxation paraliminal, and that's it has not just the voice in the right and the left ear, but it also has a voice in the center that is giving affirmative statements to help integrate everything else that's being learned and embodied in the other two voices. Another interesting component of this, which only happens, I think, in the 10-minute supercharger, is I'll go for about 30 or 45 seconds with nothing but the background environmental sounds, which is in this case, it's the ocean sound. So I'll go to complete silence. And if you ever listen to this consciously, you'll hear me set it up. I'll say, during this time, while the voices are quiet, these things will occur. Now, in recent years, I redid this. You may have a version of it that still has the word tape on it, because it was one of the very first ones I recorded. The new version, I absolutely love the music that was established. It's much more orchestral, very beautiful, very panoramic, pastoral. It's just a delight. And probably my number one time to use this paraliminal is when I'm on an international flight and it's the middle of the night. So I'll put on my eye shades, I'll put on my sound canceling headphones or earbuds, and I don't have wine or the meals. I just lay back and I power rest. And I might listen to this 3 or 4 times during the flight. Now, the other thing that you can do if you know that you need to get a good level of rest is consider creating a playlist on your MP3 player or your iPhone. And what that means is you can take track 1 and 2 from deep relaxation. You could add track 3 from Dream Play A and B and Prosperity and a bunch of others, and link them all together. And then at the end of it, do track 4 for deep relaxation, which brings you into that gentle state of body awareness that lets you decide, do I want to do this again? Or do I want to just come out now? And sometimes on long flights, like if I'm going to China or Japan, I'll do that playlist a couple of times. What this does is it allows me to arrive fully refreshed, alert, attuned, ready to go on a time zone that's really quite odd. So whatever that time zone is, I want to step into it and engage. For example, going to Europe, if I leave at night here, I arrive quite early in the morning. So I'll enjoy a full day, but I'll go to bed a couple hours earlier than I would back home. So I might go to bed at 7:30 or 8 instead of 10:30 at night, at least for the first couple of nights. And that allows me to wake up, more refreshed in the morning, really be ready to go. And if you ever have jet lag and you need to get a good night rest and you're up at 2, 3 in the morning because of the time difference, again, deep relaxation, super good. And the other tracks that you might put in, like Dream Play, another one is Recover and Re-Energize. Another is Sleep Deeply, Wake Refreshed. These are all really designed to give your body that healing and restoring rest. Again, it's about our emotional, mental, and physical states. To me, this one really embodies the experience of peace. It's a wonderful experience. If you have the time to play with it today, please do. Pleasure to be with you, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time. All the best.